scare me, but you should fear me. The sun is setting, don't trust your hearing.
This video is not meant to accuse, but to inform the public. This is all just information I have found online that I'm putting into a video. Also, a trigger warning, I'm going to be talking briefly about child loss and sexual assault, so please take care of yourself if those are hard topics for you. Now that Britney Spears has finally had her voice heard with the help of the Free Britney movement, I wanted to shed some light on what's going on with Amanda Bynes. Amanda has been in a conservatorship since 2013, and it was supposed to be temporary. Here we are, 8 years later, and she's still having to fight for scraps of what she earned when she was actively working in her acting career. Amanda deserves justice too, and it's time to start talking about her next. Amanda Bynes is a former American actress who had a very successful career as a child star. She was born on April 3, 1986, to her parents Lynn and Rick Bynes in Thousand Oaks, California. By the time Amanda was 7 years old, she was professionally acting, featuring in various TV commercials and also appearing in on-stage productions of Annie, The Sound of Music, and other shows as well. At around 10 years old or so, Amanda attended a comedy camp at the Laugh Factory, and it was there that she was spotted by the infamous Nickelodeon producer Dan Schneider, and from there she was to stay in this man's grasp for years to come. Amanda went on to star in the network sketch comedy show All That from 1996 to 2000, as well as Figure It Out from 1997 to 1999. At age 13, Amanda Bynes had her own Nickelodeon show, even named after herself, and the Amanda Show ran from 1999 to 2002, when the show mysteriously ended without any real finale, including for its show-within-a-show dramedy, Moody's Point, which ended on a cliffhanger I still think about. Amanda won 4 Kids' Choice Awards and 2 Young Artist Awards for the show as well, which goes to show how popular she was at the time. Amanda Bynes then went on to debut in her first film in 2002, Big Fat Liar, in which she co-starred with Frankie Muniz and Paul Giamatti. 2002 also brought us Amanda Bynes' free-spirited character Holly in What I Like About You, also starring Jenny Garth as Val, the sister and caretaker in the show. This show was also fairly popular among audiences, gaining Amanda even more award nominations during its run. 2003 brought us the movie What a Girl Wants, and Amanda also did some voice acting in 2005 as Piper Pinwheeler in Robots, and starred in the romantic comedy Love Wrecked that same year. Amanda continued her acting career in 2006's She's the Man, playing a young girl who has to disguise herself as a boy in order to play soccer. She later revealed that seeing herself in this movie was the beginning of her breaking point, as it caused her severe gender and body dysmorphia, and she did not like the way she looked on screen. In 2007, she and Zac Efron were called in to be the anchor actors for the movie Hairspray, and Amanda did amazing in this movie in my opinion. She won the Critics' Choice Award for the Best Acting Ensemble, and was nominated for countless other awards as well. She was also featured on the Hairspray soundtrack, which received a Grammy nomination. Unfortunately, what was considered Amanda's most successful movie yet was shortly followed by her biggest flop, when Sydney White came out in 2007. However, at this point, Amanda was already happily working on her own fashion line Dear with Steve & Barry's. It was supposed to be for girls like Amanda, and was priced affordably, at under $20 an item. Sadly for Amanda though, this was a short-lived partnership, as the company went bankrupt in 2008. People speculate that this was the turning point for Amanda's mental health, especially since she had expressed from a young age that she wanted to be a fashion designer.
Yeah, but this is great. You actually drew this yourself?
Yeah, I got a picture off the internet. There's a lot of stuff about you on there, you know.
There is?
Yeah. No, it's good. You know, it's not like bad stuff.
No, it wouldn't be bad stuff about me, but that's great. Well, that's very nice. I'm going to keep this.
Thank you.
I
okay,
will.
Cool.
Thank you so much. I didn't know that you were an artist. I know that you're an actress. I didn't know that do you pursue this?
Well, I want to be in like a fashion designer. I love to draw like girls. I don't really draw guys. So, you know, I did something special for you.
Wow.
It's hard. You know, I was going to put you like in a little tutu or something, but you know.
Really?
No, I wasn't going to.
Is that what the picture on the internet had?
No.
Oh.
No.
Wow, I didn't know there was a camera there.
Yeah.
When that was happening.
No.
No.
Yeah,
now you draw women, you draw fashions?
Yeah, I like brought you a few pictures like
you did?
show.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is like a girl. I don't know if you want to like.
Can you see this? Can David's camera see this? Oh wow! And over.
And then I
wow.
drew It's Sally Field.
That's Sally Field? Wow. So these
and I have like a few more.
Is this what you want to pursue? You want to actually design clothes?
Yeah, well, I think so. That'd be cool, you know, like Amanda Laura Wear or something. That's my middle name.
That would,
yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be Amanda Laura Wear.
ABCA, you know, Donna Karen, New York, Amanda Bynes, California. That'd be cool.
Wow, you really thought this out.
Yeah, I've thought
Now
pretty sad.
No, it's not. It's
Having the one thing she wanted to do ripped away from her so quickly must have been hard for her to handle. It was around this time that her drug use went from just smoking weed to using drugs like Adderall for recreational use. Amanda appeared in the Lifetime movie Living Proof alongside Harry Connick Jr. in 2008, and then she suddenly started quitting movies she was supposed to be part of in early 2009, with rumors that she was in personal trouble. She was starting to be seen in public after going out to parties, and she seemed to be trying to shy away from the good girl image she had been trapped into by the industry. She was set to star in Post-Grad and Hall Pass, but ended up dropping both projects and being replaced by different actresses. She was also featured on the cover of Maxim magazine in February 2010 for their Valentine's Day issue. In June of 2010, Amanda took to Twitter and announced that she no longer enjoyed acting and was retiring at the ripe old age of 24. Just over a month later, Amanda shared a trailer for her upcoming movie, simply stating, "I'm unretired." And in September 2010, we would see Amanda on the big screen for the last time, when she starred alongside Emma Stone in the comedy Easy A. Both actresses received praise for their roles. However, Amanda decided that this was the movie that was going to make her retire from acting for good this time. Amanda spent her retired acting days partying and, for the most part, staying away from social media. In 2012, Amanda would be subject to a lot of media controversy for driving under the influence several times, including an instance where she was arrested for sideswiping a police car. All of the incidents combined resulted in her losing her driving privileges. This was happening so frequently that people were asking Amanda's parents to step in and help her, but at the time they stated they did not have plans to put Amanda under a conservatorship. In September 2012, Amanda was spotted by paparazzi smoking from a pipe while driving, even though her license was suspended at the time. More erratic behavior for the rest of the year, including bizarre tweets, would have people asking for Amanda to be put under a conservatorship, stating that Amanda's parents should look to Britney Spears' situation as an example. The paparazzi ate her alive during this time, especially the next year, 2013, when everything she did was subject to public scrutiny. Looking back now, it's hard to see, especially knowing that a lot of what people were calling erratic behavior was simply Amanda enjoying her 20s, smoking weed and coloring her hair bright colors. If this would have happened in the last 5 years, she would have been just another celebrity doing celebrity things. I can't imagine having everything taken away at the age I am now, just for living my life the way I want to. I want to point out as well that the paparazzi back then were ruthless. However, things took a turn for the worse for Amanda's mental health in July of 2013, when she was seen setting fire to someone's driveway in Thousand Oaks. She was detained and hospitalized under a 72-hour hold to evaluate her mental health. This sparked her parents to file for temporary conservatorship, and in August 2013, her mother, Lynn Bynes, was granted temporary conservatorship over her affairs. According to the court documents from 2013, the conservatorship above Amanda's affairs was temporary, and it was put on her person and her estate, meaning Amanda's parents now had full control over not only her money, but her life as well. The official statement of why Amanda needed to be conserved included the facts that she had called her family members ugly and that they didn't want her to get plastic surgery at the time. Such profound accusations, right? They also mentioned the fact that Amanda had been withdrawing large amounts of money from her savings account for unknown reasons in 2013. It's almost as if it's her hard-earned money that she can spend however she wants or something. Well, it was, at least. Lynn Bynes is not budging when it comes to releasing Amanda from her control. Amanda does still have rights, however, including the right to ask for the conservatorship to be ended at any time. She should also, in theory, have the right to marry, control her own wages from employment, and the right to vote. However, it looks like the judge had even given her voting rights to Lynn Bynes as well. That box was checked in the document. It also doesn't seem like Amanda has control over really anything. Also, that thing about the conservatorship being temporary? Well, as of the time of recording, she's still not free from this conservatorship. Amanda went quiet for 4 years, as in no one heard a peep from her at all. And then she did an interview with Diana Madison and said she was doing fine and was in fashion school at FITM in New York. She really seemed like she was very stable and articulate and seemed to be having fun with the conversation. She has spoken out about her conservatorship a few times now. In 2018, Amanda did a photo shoot and an interview with Paper Magazine, and she talked about her past in detail for the first time. Amanda explained everything, saying she had been in a phase of her life at the time where she was experimenting with a lot of different kinds of drugs from the young age of just 16, starting with marijuana, pretty innocent, and going on to say that Adderall became her drug of choice. She credited the drug as the biggest reason she walked off of set in Hall Pass, and she started spiraling from there. She also said she regrets her Twitter retirement, stating, "If I was going to retire, I should have done it in a press statement. But I did it on Twitter, real classy. But I was high, and I was like, you know what, I'm so over this. So I just did it. But it was very foolish, and I see that now. I was young and stupid." In February of 2020, Amanda took to Instagram to address her fans and the public about her conservatorship.
Today I want to talk about a controversial topic, my conservatorship case. I have been going to a treatment center that charges $5,200 a month. There's no reason why I shouldn't go to a therapist who takes my insurance for $5,000 less a month. This is why I've asked to see the judge next week regarding this conservatorship issue. Thank you guys so much for hearing me out. I'm sorry that this is what I'm dealing with, and I'm sorry to put my problems onto the internet, but this is what life has come to. So thank you guys so much for always supporting me. Love you all. Peace out. Appreciate your love and support. Love you guys. Bye.
Now, to me, this doesn't seem like someone who can't provide for herself or is a danger to herself in any way. She's calm, articulate, and explains her situation clearly. Why is there still a need to keep her under her mother's control? At this point, having Amanda under conservatorship is restricting her growth as a functioning adult by not letting her make her own choices and mistakes. As of 2021, Amanda has graduated from FITM and is currently engaged to a man she met while in school, Paul Michael. Amanda and Paul seem like a happy couple, always spotted walking in public together. In fact, any time Amanda has been seen in public lately, it's been with Paul. He probably makes her more comfortable being out and about, since she still gets sneaky pictures taken of her when she's out. Amanda's mother is not supportive of this engagement, however, saying that they have not known each other long enough to get married and that Amanda can't be sure of his motives. This is where the conservatorship thing really bothers me. Amanda is now in her mid-30s. That's around the age that people typically want to think about settling down. If Amanda wants to get married, let her. She's a grown woman, and it's her right as a human being. At this point, it's a human rights violation for a 30-something-year-old to have to ask permission from her mom to get married. Not to mention, it's just ridiculous. Back in March of 2020, Amanda and Paul both posted an ultrasound picture on their Instagram accounts. Amanda has tweeted previously that she has issues regarding her reproductive system, so this was exciting news for fans, and I'm sure for Amanda herself. However, 2 months later, Amanda's lawyer told People magazine that Amanda was no longer pregnant, which had the public speculating that this was the result of her conservatorship, saying that Lynn forced Amanda to terminate the pregnancy. Now, in my opinion, Amanda most likely, unfortunately, had a miscarriage. Since she does have those reproductive issues, it's very likely that her body has a hard time carrying a full-term pregnancy. This could be a result of her rumored abuse from Dan Schneider at a very young age. However, I have to say that this is all speculation. Amanda has gone to court a few times regarding her conservatorship case. Most recently, in September 2021, she had a hearing about whether the conservatorship will be continued further. Although there were rumors that it had in fact been extended to 2023, those rumors would be proven to be false. Her lawyer has stated to People magazine, her conservatorship is not extended through March 2023. It's open day to day, which hopefully means that Amanda could be freed any day now. Amanda Bynes' conservatorship case has not gained as much support as Britney Spears, and I think that's for a few reasons. I think fans of some of the people she tweeted about back when she wasn't doing well may have gotten a little offended by the things she said about them. She called literally everyone ugly after all. Also, the fact that Amanda's breakdown was so public, a lot of people probably think she's still in that same headspace, since she really hasn't been in the media much since. I think it's important for people to see that Amanda really does seem to be much better than she was, and deserves a second chance to control her own life. I think that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. There's a lot I didn't cover, but I tried to stick to the facts rather than public speculation as much as I could. As always, I will update you guys if there's any news about Amanda's conservatorship. Like and subscribe if you want more videos like this, and let me know if you want me to do a video about Dan Schneider, because there's so much to say about that dude. Also, follow me on Twitter if you want. Links are also in the description for sources I used for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching.